You get stuff from the day?
Would you all please rise for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to welcome you to the May regular meeting of the Edgar County Board. Thank you all for being here. We'll start off with roll call. Mr. Clerk.
Okay. Good morning. Lawton. Luddington. By phone. Patrick.
Here.
Bruner. Ellis.
Here.
Farnham.
Here.
And Voigt.
Here. We'll start off with the acceptance and approval of the April 9th regular meeting and April 21st special meeting. You've had those in your possession. Is there any corrections or clarifications needed on that as presented by the clerk? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to accept the minutes and approve them. Andy moves. Dan seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. They are approved and accepted. Claims against the county, you might note there that you have an updated sheet or list of them. Augie, did you want to explain why?
I'd be glad to, without getting down in the weeds. So, you know, we do demands and we do regulars checks. And we have two cutoff times for demand checks, and we have a cutoff time for regular checks. And when we're done with it, then Don pushes the buttons and makes the reports happen. Well, for some reason, we do not know why, Don doesn't know why, there was a hiccup in the program, and he reset it, and normally the demand batch and the regular batch will merge together. Well, they didn't. That's why you were short. Carl, you were good to notice what was missing out of the regular batch. Well, reset the program, and now it's all good. So what you have in front of you at your seats is a revised list. It's got all of the bills in it. So, one of those crazy things.
One of those things, yes. You have them in your possession. I know you probably have it. I know he emailed it to some of us, but do you have any questions or clarifications on the claims against the county? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion to approve claims against the county. Andy moves. Lisa seconds. Further discussion? I know some of you are looking at them right now. You want to take a couple of minutes, or are you okay? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. They are carried. And I'm assuming if you see something that you have a question on, you can ask Augie or the department that it represents. Okay? Next we have county board member claims. You have had those. Are there any questions or clarifications needed? Hearing none, I'd accept a motion to approve. Dan moves. Andy seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. They are approved. Next, we come to public comment. We have a rostrum set up here, so if you have a comment, we ask that you tell us who you are and limit your conversation or comments to 5 minutes. Is there any public comments today? Hearing none, Lud would like to address the board and the meeting. Lud, can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you.
So the floor is yours, sir.
You understand me?
Yes.
Okay. It seems like so many times in our community or most communities that all you ever hear about is complaining, this isn't right, that isn't right. They don't do this, it's just a bunch of crap. But, you know, I didn't expect to make my last 2 calls from the hospital. That's where I am now. But these people have really taken a negative hit. They don't deserve any of it, as all hospitals probably don't. Really come to my house 3 times in the middle of the night, always cheerful, do their job, to explain it to you like they should. Everything has been great. Come to the hospital, people here are the same way. No matter how hard a time I give them, and I do, they just give it back to me, which I love anyway. And they do a super job. So anybody in this community that doesn't see the good in this hospital, you better start doing some thinking, because these guys are very efficient, and I've never left here, I feel a lot better. If nothing else, just the way I'm treated. And I want to make sure everybody knows that. So, that's all I have to say. Thanks.
Thanks, Bud.
Thank you. All right, well, moving along, I think it's great that you can join us as by phone, and we can continue a strong association that we have with you for quite a few years, Lud. So we're glad that you're still part of us. Okay?
I hope to be.
Okay. Next, we move into the highway resolutions. First resolution is authorizing the county board to sign BLR 05530 supplement with Chastain and Associates LLC for Buck Township Phase 1 on 1300th Road. So, is there anything that, I mean, we've discussed all of these items on Monday morning, but is there anything that needs to be added or clarified on this particular item?
No, the first 2 are the Buck Township bridges that you tabled 2 months ago.
So, motion to approve resolution. Andy moves, Carl seconds. Would you please call the roll, sir?
Luddington,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
and Farnum.
Next, it is passed. Resolution number 2 is authorizing the county board chairman to sign BLR 05530 supplement with Chastain and Associates on the Buck Township 1400th Road, Phase 1. Again?
Same, just that it's a mile north.
Yep. Any discussion, questions? Motion to approve. Dan moves. Lisa seconds. Would you please call the roll?
Luddington,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
and Farnum.
Yes.
And it is carried. Next resolution, authorizing county board chairman to award and execute a contract with the parent low bidder for the following Grandview Township Bridge.
Duzan North. You already did Fraser at a special meeting, this is Duzan. A little bit was Sea Hill.
Yeah,
And Carlsbad, those goes.
and it was well under, yeah.
Yes, well, that's been very good shape.
Motion to approve. Andy moves, Carl seconds. Mr. Clerk?
Luddington,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
and
Yes.
Farnum.
It is carried and passed. Resolution authorizing county board chairman to sign BLR 5530 with Midwest Engineering and Testing on Grandview Township Bridge.
If I
Again,
may,
that's-
the next two are MET to take concrete, to inspect the concrete on those two bridges, Fraser and Suzanne. That's what the next two resolutions are.
Motion to approve. Dan moves. Andy seconds. Reluctantly, not because he's opposed to it, he's,
These are long signed.
The lot of time.
you'll get through it. Okay, Mr. Clerk, we have a motion and a second.
Luddington,
Yes,
Patrick,
Yes.
Brunner,
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Farnum.
Yes.
It is approved. Resolution authorizing County Board Chairman to sign BLR 5530 with Midwest Engineering and Testing Grandview Township Bridge.
The other one.
Yep. Carl moves.
Bud, raise your hand.
Nobody raised their hand.
We'll run out there and get you to sign.
Signatures.
did I not raise it up loud enough?
80 seconds. Mr. Clerk?
Luddington,
Yes,
Patrick,
Yes.
Brunner,
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Farnum.
Yes.
Next is resolution of support for the City of Paris application for FY '27 Highway Safety Improvement Program funding for various guardrails. Motion to approve. Dan moves, Lisa seconds. Mr. Clerk?
Luddington,
yes,
Patrick,
Yes.
Brunner,
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Farnum.
Yes.
It is approved. Now lastly, for highway is resolution for improvement, BLR 99110, appropriating funds for the following FAS 680, highway, county highway 4 Lower Terre Haute Road. Anything?
We've decided we're gonna resurface the bottom 3 miles in our federal program and go after shoulders in the top 3 miles. Everybody's in agreement with that.
Motion? Carl moves. Andy seconds. Mr. Clerk?
Luddington,
yes,
Patrick,
Yes.
Brunner,
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
And Farnum.
Yes.
Okay, next item is acceptance of the FY '24 audit performed by Wifley LLP. We tried to arrange for them to, at least do a phone call conference with us. Something came up and they were not available. So, at any rate, the audit, will get the audit letter or the management letter out. It's not in our packet, is it? I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was in there. yesterday.
Was it, is?
Or-
Okay, well, you've got the packet that shows, and I think Augie has some copies if you want, or can make a copy,
Yeah,
if you want a copy of the audits. Okay? Yes, sir.
What was the cost of the audit?
47,000, something on that order.
It was a little more than what it was last year, right?
Yes, yes. We did not need a single audit, though, because of federal funding, so it should be a little bit less,
Okay.
okay? We just got a bill, didn't we, Augie,
We did,
for, what was it, 32? or-
32.
So, I can, if you wait just a second, I can tell you how much we paid out so far. Probably make a liar out of me. We paid out, we budgeted 62, so I'm off a little bit. We've spent 21, and we got a 32, so 21 is 50, 53, 54, so it's under budget. Okay?
Did, the other guy get the audit done on the commissary?
I don't think so, but
Not
We
yet.
still haven't got it yet?
I don't think so.
But he's working on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Ben? So, a motion to accept the audit. Dan moves. Carl seconds. All those in favor? We don't need a or,
It's up to you.
yeah, call the roll.
Yep, I'll do that.
Thanks.
Luddington,
Yes,
Patrick,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Farnum.
Yes.
Next,
And Jeff, excuse me, and I'll
Yes,
have
please.
this, I'll have Ross post this up on our website.
please.
So feel free to go there and look for it, but if you want a paper copy, I'll get you one.
One thing I wanted to highlight, and I forgot, so I'm gonna go back into it again. The audit did show that we are fully funded on our retirement plans. All of the IMRF plans are in good shape. There's the one plan that we don't have much in is, I think, 97% funded. It was 3% down, but that wasn't a critical, that was just a few $1,000s. So, but the others more than are in good shape. They're plus 10%, so. All right, authorize chairman to sign all documents necessary to sell the annex building on 111 North Central Avenue, Paris, to Cameron S. Elmore for $42,500. We need that in order to clear the, the title company needs that letter, so that's why we're doing it now. And then we can have the closing later on, either this month or the first of next month. So, motion to approve. Lisa moves. Andy seconds. Would you please call the roll?
Luddington,
did you say me?
I said Luddington. Is that you?
Yes,
Got her. Patrick, Bruner, Ellis,
Yes.
Farnum.
Yes.
It is approved, thank you. Next, item 11, resolution to appoint, and it says William Geyer, but that's a Scribner's error. It should be John Wood, Drainage Commissioner for Union Drainage District Number 1, the towns of Embarrass and Kansas. So, motion, Carl moves, and Dan seconds. So would you call the roll, please?
Yes. Luddington,
yes,
Patrick,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
and
Yes.
And that is approved. Appoint Vic Boyer to Edgar County Board of Review to fill the vacancy created by the resignation of Roger Stanley. So Carl moves, Andy seconds. Would you call the roll?
Luddington,
yes,
Patrick,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
and Farnum.
Okay, next item, 13, is we put this in here. We hadn't heard from her when we made up the agenda. She is not going to accept. We're still searching. We have actually, I think, asked, since she did this last Friday, we've contacted 3 or 4 people, and we've gotten no's from all of them. We have probably asked, I don't know, maybe 12.5 people, because it has to be a Democrat because of how the election goes. 2 of the members have to be Republican this time, and 1 Democrat. And we have searched high and low. We've talked to Zuber, we've talked to, everybody we can think of, prominent Democrats that aren't available because they hold other offices. And if you hold another office, you can't serve as this. So we keep trying. Ray has reluctantly said that he would stick around for the first meeting of the year, which is in July, to get the board started if we have to. But we just as soon get somebody on the board. So anybody out there in earshot would like to serve or knows somebody that's a Democrat that would like to serve on this, or might be a potential person that we talk to, we'd sure appreciate any feedback. Pardon me. Resolution to appoint the following Hume Fire Protection District with terms ending. David Keys, his term would end 5/1 of '26. David A. Smith would serve till 5/1/27, and Linda K. Ash would be 5/1/28. There was some turmoil in Hume, but I think they've got things straightened out. I've talked to several members. Sorry. And all of them are in agreement that things are headed in the right direction, so is there a motion to approve? Lisa moves. Carl seconds. I may have to go get a drink. All those in favor signify by saying aye. What?
Yeah, this is a resolution, so we'll need a roll. So you go get the drink and I'll call the roll. Ludington,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
and Farnum.
Yes.
It's fine. I'll be back in a minute.
Hey, Bud,
Yes.
checks won't be ready till tomorrow. So I'll pick up your check and I'll drop the stuff off tomorrow instead of today.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Look, Les,
You said it before, but I don't remember.
those are inventory.
Oh, sure. I used to.
It's called NBIS, National Bridge Inspection
I'm
Standards.
not sure.
If it's 20-foot opening or bigger, they're called inventory. The feds are watching at 20 or bigger. You have about 200.
Huh?
But we have a whole lot.
I had to go to my own.
That's what Joe's working on,
Yeah,
that they won't pay for or
I know. It's
don't
rough.
pay attention to, it's all there. So everything you're doing here's the big ones, yeah. 20-foot opening or bigger.
Is there a charge traffic on the ones that aren't inventory?
Oh, yeah.
I went ahead and waited
I'm gonna guess.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it's all on us to fix them.
Okay, the resolution is passed, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next, appoint Dave Neal to the Edgar County Housing Authority Board for a term ending August 1st, 2028. Carl moves. Andy seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Now we come to the portion of the meeting for department heads. Mr. Engineer, do you have anything?
A little bit of excitement out on the Clinton Road today for the next couple of days.
Okay.
Pavement preservation started, so hopefully if you get phone calls about Vermillion Road and Clinton Road, expect those to stop in late July.
Okay, any questions?
What, I mean, I noticed that in the paper or something about through July, like you said, why?
There'll be, Kent Road we may do a double seal, so they're gonna mill, and then there'll be some crack sealing with Cardinal, then there'll be a slurry pave segment, and then Kent will show up and do his first coat, then he'll do the rest of the township, and he'll come back to his second coat, and then we'll broom it, and then we'll do the fog coat
Okay.
on Clinton Road.
So it'll just be intermittent, it won't
And
be
then they'll
like,
strike, it'll be intermittent. The traveling public will say what's going on for 2 months.
Did you say Clinton Road?
Clinton Road, and Lower T. Clinton Road, 4 miles from 1 o'clock road to Vermillion Road. No stripes, dust, daytime lane closures. Vermillion Road will be a little less impactful. He may just hit that once, but he'll be sitting there without stripes or buttons until Varsity comes in and stripes. Varsity won't come in until everybody's done. So there's gonna be a mess
It's just from 150 to Vermillion?
at Silver Springs.
Yeah,
Just trying to get the public ready for the dust or rocks or whatever. No stripes.
yeah, okay.
Anything else for the highway engineer? Thank you, Aaron.
Will you be closing those roads?
No, daytime lane closures, just, you'll be, don't come through there late for work. You could get held up with a daytime lane closure, which is dangerous. And then your big bridge, bids is good.
Augie, did you have anything?
Just what I had mentioned Monday, we're concluding an IMRF audit, and we just received the findings. There's nothing significant, an example of what they would like for us to update is a current authorization, let me rephrase that, it's an agreement to participate in IMRF by elected officials. So the form that we used several years ago, they want a current form on record. So that's a minor thing. So those are just the kind of the types of things they found. But there's nothing significant, nothing glaring. So when we have the end of the month to get the things that they're asking for, which we will, and then the final report will come out, and I'll present that to the board. I think that's all.
Okay. Tom?
Not much to report other than the grass is growing crazily, so we're busy mowing. Fuel sales have been sporadic due to the weather, fully rented on hangers.
Okay. You didn't fertilize the grass or anything?
We did not, we chose not to.
All right. Any questions? Taylor, good morning.
No, I don't have anything to report.
Okay. Kim?
Good morning. We've been busy, springtime activities. We had a big baby shower up at the Step Center on May 1st, and we had a huge turnout, and it went really well. So now we're just kind of moving into grant season, buttoning everything up, and watching the measles is the big thing we're kind of have our eye on. So.
Have we had any cases yet?
We do not. There is an active outbreak because there's 4 related cases, but they're all in northern Illinois. So we're kind of just gearing up to work with our local healthcare providers on, like we don't want them coming in the facility due to the nature of how contagious it is. So it's signage and then coordination with the clinics and a lot coming down from the state for looking at if we have to test. So just preparing for a larger outbreak. So if we're prepared, it'll be good, right?
Are more kids getting the measles vaccine? Have you noticed?
After COVID, vaccination rates dropped off. They want us to be at a 96% threshold for vaccination rates. We're lingering around 91 to 92. So it's not enough to stop it in that herd immunity. It's not enough to kind of control it. So we're under vaccinated, and they have a lot of that, this vaccine dashboard. You can click on your county and you can see exactly where we're at and how we stand. We're pretty good. In this county, it's pretty much statewide where we're.
The schools still require vaccinations in order for the kids to go to
They
school.
sure do, and our, Mary Morgan Ryan, the new superintendent, really stuck to a hard deadline. I guess that was for Paris 95 in the high school. So they stuck to that hard deadline, which I think was kind of the first time, and we did meet about it and talk about it. We were continually meeting to plan on this summer getting the kids in and getting them vaccinated for school. But she said that she expected to have more problems, and she said that she got them all in. I think she had 1 or 2 that they had to really work with intensively to get, but it went really well last year, so I think we're doing well, and it's a consolidated effort.
Okay. Any questions from Kim? Thank you. Morning, Wyatt.
Morning.
How's things at the Farm Bureau?
we're moving right along. I don't have a lot for you today. I just wanted to touch base on the Allies and Agriculture resolution that we had done a couple of years ago. I got busy and I know you guys are busy, so it kind of got put in the back burner here earlier this spring. I would like to get that done next month if that's good with you guys. I emailed it to you and to Lisa to see if there was any verbiage that you want to change, but it's essentially the same as it was a couple of years ago.
Lisa and I'll talk about that, I'm sure it's looked okay, so.
We want to get that off our to-do list as a priority of ours. Outside of that, anything wind, solar, battery related, you just let us know, we'll be happy to help.
Have you passed along the latest verbiage for the best?
No, I haven't, I should.
I would like to see that.
We're up for a public hearing next month on, well, the first study session. We're gonna have a hearing at 8:30 on that date, and I forget the date, and then we'll be looking to pass it 2 days later at the county board meeting. That's kind of the plan. Everything holds, okay?
Okay, yeah, if you can give me that so I can take a look at it. That'd be great.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think she's gonna email it to you right now, what I think she's doing, so. Are there any questions of Wyatt? Okay, well, thank you, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Philip,
Nothing from the state's attorney's office.
how about the incarceration?
Business is booming, we're up to 25 inmates. We're slanging in there.
Have you gotten a hold of ICE, or has ICE gotten a hold of you yet?
No,
Okay.
I don't see them getting a hold of us in the near future, but,
Okay. Well, we haven't had any tickets or anything, so.
no. Well, and the last person I had, they just said, let's send him home, give me a good address. They were gonna come get him, and then they were like, yeah, just give us a good address, and we'll go look for him there, so.
That was ICE? That's interesting.
I sent one guy off, we'd been sent off 2 or 3 times, he had already been deported 2 or 3 times, and then I got this other guy, and we held him for about a week, and they're like, yeah, our time frame just doesn't work out, so make sure you get a good address, so whatever address he gave us is what they got.
Okay. Any questions? Matthew, how are you doing?
Wonderful.
Good to see you. I see you making somebody's life happy occasionally.
Yeah.
All right. Jacob, do you have anything this morning for us?
I wouldn't say too much, just continuing to make the world a better place, you know, being the sheriff, hand in hand. So for the month of April, we wrote, we generated 38 reports. That's, our dispatchers, they entered 4,019 entries into our logs. I had to hand out those, so I'm not gonna do that again, it was a lot. But, that's not 911 calls they received, I don't have those numbers, but that's 4,019 times that they wrote something in the log. Average jail population was around 19. The courthouse, we had just over 3,000 people visit the courthouse last month. We drove almost 13,000 miles, you know, for patrol shifts, arrested 4 people, towed 11 vehicles, worked 9 crashes, 25 traffic stops, served 73 papers, and we did 21 supplemental reports, which that has to do with open investigations that we worked at, things like that, so.
Appreciate the info. I know the entire board and whatever's here from the community likes to hear the stats.
Yes, sir.
So thank you. Any questions of Jacob?
Yeah, Jacob, could I get a copy of that later, just sometime
I've got one.
afterwards now? Thank you.
No problem.
We don't normally get that kind of news, so thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I assume this is kind of a report we might start seeing more of.
you're gonna get a better one. The more that I do the stats, the more that I mess around and say I should do this better. So I've got about 17 different copies on my computer of different things that I've been doing and discarding. And the one I really wanted to give you guys today, I couldn't complete in time, so I was disappointed. But next month it'll look better, so.
And all the reporting to the FBI is being done in accordance with that, so that makes us eligible for grants and so forth, correct?
Yep, I was taught how to do it by Matt Smith, and I've been keeping up with it since he taught.
Matt got us on the right road, and we appreciate that, and appreciate you keeping us on the road, so, and improving.
Also, you know, nothing that you're gonna see in stat sheets, but we recently talked about, me and some of the deputies, about talking back with Horizon Health, the fire department, the police department. I'm gonna go down to Clark County and we're gonna talk about trying to put together like a search and rescue team for when we have missing kids or, you know, things like that. We have these drone operators, so we wanna try to figure out some kind of way to put together teams for that. We're not talking about tactical teams and things like that, that's a little bit beyond us, but I'm gonna start putting together meetings for stuff like that, try to get that together here pretty soon.
Don left a few reports. He was not in, well, he was in this morning, but had to go to appointments for his health. You will notice that the general fund, the starting current balance is high, but we have absolutely received almost nothing from the state of Illinois as far as the normal payments that we get the first of the month. So a lot of that would disappear. You've got a copy of the current budget for you to look at. I'll try to answer any questions that I can, and we'll go from there. There are some negative balances on this cash flow, and a lot of these will disappear this month once Augie and I get together. So the only issue, of course, is always tort, and remember, we're running a negative of about 240 grand. So we have bumped up the levy, and we should make up some of that this coming year when the taxes start coming in. Because we bumped that levy up, I think, 50 grand. So, at any rate, that's where we're at on that. Yes.
I've got a question, Taylor. Do you, I assume monthly we get 911 money from the state, or supposed to? Do you get copies of that? Do they send that? Do you get that information from the state or through
No,
Don?
they give it to Don and then Don
Don
gives
gives
it
it to you? Okay,
All right, I guess I haven't missed anybody, have I? Oh, yes, I did. Josh, did you have anything? Oh, I'd like to remind you that we have a meeting tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock with, for the Building and Grounds Committee. And then we have a meeting at 11 o'clock with CORE. So 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock tomorrow morning for the committee for Building and Grounds. Just a reminder. We'll go to board reports. Dan, what do you got?
I don't have much. Just stopped at the shelter last week. She's down to, I think, 42 dogs compared to 55 last time.
A lot of puppies?
Pardon?
A lot of puppies?
Puppies, couple kittens. She had a thing on Facebook the other day with 4 animals, 3 dogs and a kitten. Somebody did adopt a cat, so we normally don't take cats, but people drop them off in the evening, so she didn't have a choice of taking them. She got her 10 cameras set up. She's happy about that. And she's about ready to move everything to the ESDA building, which is a nice facility.
Good.
Other than that, everything's fine.
Andy?
Jason show up, do some
Boring?
boring, fix the electric lights. Hopefully this week.
Carl?
Nothing.
Lisa?
I attended the HRC 708 board this morning. It was Jacob's initial participation on that board, his first attendance. And it was, I don't know how good of an orientation we all gave him, but we tried to fill in the blanks in the history. Diane Yates, who is our longest tenured member, said that she would like to retire. So we started brainstorming this morning, so hopefully we'll have a new member to recommend to the 708 board in June and have that on our agenda for July for county board. Jonathan said that there are 2 grants that we are likely to receive. One was for about $146,000 a year, and he thought it might be for 3 years, for developmental disability services to replace some of the subminimum wage law impact. So that would be very welcome. And Jeff, thanks to you. He said they've applied for a $215,000 grant for vans, for 4 vans from the Wheeler Foundation.
Cool.
And they have vans on the road a lot between all the services that they provide. He said this last year they served a little over 800 clients, and in between the 2 counties, and about 45% of that was Edgar. And he said they have about, and he calls them guests, about 50 guests a month in the community center. So that is a very, very needed service, and which is open 24 hours a day with counselors available. And he said unfortunately their shower is broken at the moment, and that Horizon Health maintains the building, and they're just waiting on parts. But he said that is having a real impact on some of the homeless that go there for showers. So another really good and needed service. And Jonathan they're actively interviewing for his replacement, and he hopes to have that person shadowing him at our next meeting, which is in July.
Cool.
And that's all.
And he's staying on in some capacity,
At first he thought he was, but I don't think he is now.
I see.
Did you have anything to add on solar, other than what
No,
I said about the time?
I emailed Andy Kite, and I haven't heard back from him.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He was at the meeting the other day.
No, I'm talking Andy the
Yeah.
lawyer.
Oh,
I was
Andy
waiting
the
to hear
lawyer,
from Andy
sorry.
the lawyer before I informed Andy the solar.
Okay, that's fine. There's too many Andys. Yeah. I did have another question for you, Jacob.
Yes, sir.
Are there any grants available for cycling right now?
A what?
Grants
For what?
for either officer or training or
I haven't,
equipment or?
I haven't specifically looked for, or been sent any. I was talking to Josh a little bit earlier about trying to look into to possibly get a grant for some tasers, because the ones that we have now are, they're well expired, and we can't even receive training on them anymore because they're too expired. The problem is the ones these days are so doggone expensive, like god awful expensive. But I've been in contact with a representative from Axon, who is now Taser, and we're gonna have a meeting at some point, get some form of quote, and then I was gonna talk to Josh about some possible grant, and then bring it up to you guys about, you know, the funding, if we wanted to go that route or not.
Okay, I
So,
just,
But
but you guys are keep
that's-
looking,
That's the only thing I've talked about, you know, as far as other things that we want and need. I haven't really done a lot of discussing things yet.
Well, part of the reason I ask is we're gonna be outfitting the new jail here in probably 7 or 8, 9 months. And, you know, it might be possible to get some grant money to do some of that. I don't know what's out there.
Sure.
So, I just,
Okay,
all right,
yeah, I can look into some of those things.
all right, thank you. Anything else to come before the regular meeting? Do we need to have a closed session for any reason? Mr. Clerk, we're all squared away with closed minutes.
Yes, sir.
Anything? Yes. Okay. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. Andy moves. Dan seconds. All those in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We are adjourned. Thank you, Lud. We'll send over some papers for you to sign
I'll drop that
here.
off tomorrow.